Hello, Ava. My day's going well. So far, so good. It's Friday. We got Library Live today. This is one of the things I look forward to all week. I'm being serial there. Good morning, Taylor. Good morning, Ivania. All right, I'm going to get myself full screen here so you can see my happy smiling face. That's not my face. This is my face. Well, that's kind of my face. That's a representation of my face. All right, I've stopped reading the comments for just a moment. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you today. Good to see your names today. That represents you. It's as close as we can get. We've got some good stuff going on during Library Live today. Even though the weather outside's kind of crummy, I'm happy you're here. I see that number keep on rising, up to 110 attendees at this point. We got up to about 175 last week, so pretty good. We were at 190 the week before, 175 the next week. Those numbers are holding up high. Come on, let's get to 200. Get me to 200. Get us to 200. All right, here's what we've got going on today. First, our rules and expectations, like we always do. Number one is be kind. Talked about it a little bit already, but if you're sending random comments to me while I'm going on with the show, it makes it a little bit hard for me to concentrate. It's a little distracting, and it also makes it hard for me to find the stuff that I actually need to find. So that's a way to practice kindness, is by not spamming the comments, please. Remember, everything you do send me, I do read, whether it's now or whether it's later. Just keep that in mind. Have fun with this today. That's the whole purpose of why we're here. Be patient. We know what happens with technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm sure I'm going to freeze at some point during this. Did I fool you? Probably not. Something's going to happen at some point, but it'll fix itself. I'm also going to show you in a minute or so how to access recorded versions of our live sessions. I don't know if you guys know how to do that yet. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Tons of comments come in, guys. I can't see all of them. I'm not ignoring any of them. It's just that so many of them come in at once, I can't keep up. I do go back and read them all at the end of the live session now. Remember that everything I'm saying to you, or that you're hearing me say right now, I actually said 20 seconds ago. So when you type a comment back to me immediately, I won't see it for another 20 seconds. Just keep that delay in mind. And of course, wherever you see that yellow camera icon, that means that might be something you want to take a screenshot of. And while we're on that topic, here we go. Now, all of the special area live sessions have been recorded and uploaded, but I don't know if everybody knows where they are. So I've got a quick screen recording here that I'll let play through a couple times. But I first just want to draw your attention up here to the More tab, which I think you might already know about, using Mrs. Kyler's class as an example here. This is where you find your grade level videos, but it is also where you find your special area videos. When I tap the More tab, at the bottom, there's special area 3 to 5 videos. And then when you open that up, it may take a moment to load. This is where you'll find special area videos from all of the special area teachers across Great Valley, not just KDM. Hey, look, there's mine. They're blue. They're really easy to find. They kind of show up in a random order. They don't always show, it doesn't show the newest video first. I wish it would. So you may have to tap next at the bottom of the screen to go to the next page and see the next 8 videos. But mine are pretty easy to find. Mr. Ellis's are pretty easy to find. Mrs. Davis is usually front and center on hers. I think we all title our videos the name of the school and then the subject. So mine, I'll say KDM Library Live and then the date. So if you need to go back and watch any of those, or you missed out on something, or the screen froze for you, this is a way that you can go back and check those out. All right, while you guys are screenshotting that, if you need to, I'm going to go back into the comments for a quick second. Good morning, Sophia. Good morning, Siri. Good morning, Ria. Shay, I'm doing well. How are you? Good to see you today. See your name today. Hello, Sophie, William, Anna, Anderson, Silas. Lucas, good morning to you. Thomas, good morning to you as well. Farida, your birthday's on Star Wars Day? That's amazing. I'm jealous, a little jealous. Let's see who else we got in here that I haven't said hello to yet. Andrew, good morning to you. Paula, Bobby. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Drew. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Tanvi, Navtan. All right, here we go. Let's move on to our schedule for today. We'll do our Dewey number of the day. Then we'll take a look at the Scranimals that you guys drew. Love seeing those this week. The names you came up with were great. The drawings you made were even better. May Book Madness, we'll see an update, how the votes fell for round one, look at the matchups for round two. And I have some survey questions in the Kahoot this week about Library Live that would be really helpful if you complete those as well. We'll look at our seesaw activity. Some of you I know have already seen that. And later on, some ketchup. What does that mean? It means I'm going to pour a giant bottle of ketchup over myself. Not really. All right, here we go. Here are your clues for the Dewey number of the day today. 3 digits, like all Dewey numbers. Their product is 24. Product is a math word that means multiply. Yes, the answer to a multiplication problem. So when you multiply these 3 digits together, they equal 24. The middle digit is 4. So I'm giving you one of those digits already. And finally, 3 is not one of the digits. Their product is 24, the middle digit is 4, and 3 is not one of the digits. As soon as you think you know what that number is, start sending it to me in the comments. I'll say hello to the people I missed, like Jude. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Avery. Hello, David, Rishik. Good morning, Emily. Yes, Enrique, you can see all the videos. It is raining and pouring. I have no knowledge of any men snoring, though, Anna. Good morning, Ryan. Yes, I could see you. Good morning, Ronnie. Buongiorno. Good morning, Kamal. A couple people got birthdays coming up. Happy early birthday to you. Jack, Adishri, good morning. Let's see. All right, here come the numbers. Remember, 20-second delay. Let's see. Where did they start? All right, 642 does not multiply to equal 24. 242 also doesn't make 24. Haven't seen it yet. Farida, you're close. You've got the right numbers at 146, but not in the right order. There it is. All right, Siri's got it. Siri's the first one I saw to guess the number. At 641, that is our Dewey Decimal number of the day. Isha got it as well. Lauren got it. Sean got the numbers, backwards order though. Sunkalp got it as well. 641. I'm sure a bunch of you got it too. Let's take a look at what that number means. It means cooking. Specifically, 641.8 means cooking different dishes, like specific recipes, how to cook a certain dish. Some facts about cooking that fall into this category. Humans started cooking somewhere between 1.8 million and 2.3 million years ago. So we've been cooking a while as a human race. Saffron. Saffron is a spice. It kind of looks like little golden strands of hay. Yay big, very, very light. Usually find it in a clear container. Saffron is actually more expensive than gold. When you add saffron to your food, it gives it this like really cool golden, orange, reddish color. It looks beautiful. But if you were to buy a pound of gold and a pound of saffron, the pound of saffron would actually cost you more money. Very expensive spice. I watch a lot of cooking shows at home. And every time I see a chef making pasta, they always tell you that as soon as that water boils, you need to add salt to that water. Why? Because it's the only way to really add flavor to your pasta when you're cooking it. How much salt should you add to the water? Believe it or not, enough salt to make it taste like ocean water. You're not going to end up eating all that salt, but that's how you flavor the pasta. And finally, I am not very good at using chopsticks. And maybe that's because chopsticks were originally invented as a cooking utensil. So instead of cooking with a spatula, tongs, things like that, a lot of Asian chefs will actually cook with chopsticks because that's what they were originally invented for. And then eventually they just became something that we use to eat. An eating tool. I do love to cook. I enjoy cooking. Been doing a lot of cooking since we've been in quarantine. So why did I choose 641.8 as the Dewey number of the day? It's not just because I like talking about food, even though I do. Remember, ketchup. So we talk about ketchup today. Catch-up time is something new we're going to add to Library Live this week. One of my favorite things is reading your comments and responding back to you because it's the best way that we can actually have a conversation. And I definitely felt like we got shortchanged with that last week. Some of our activities went a little bit longer. The Mad Lib took a little bit longer than usual. So today I want to leave some time specifically for us to have a conversation so we can catch up. You get it? Because the ketchup, I get like in the bottle that you put on a burger and with your fries, it sounds like ketchup, which is how you don't like my jokes. I'm kidding, I'm not going anywhere. So what is that going to be? Later on in the show, we'll just have time for you to tell me about your day, share something. If like you've got a birthday coming up or something like that, you can ask questions about anything we talked about in the show or otherwise. You could recommend books to me. A lot of kids did that on Wednesday. So we'll have some time for us to catch up later on. All right, let's get to your Scranimals. Here's how we're going to set this up today. We've got a grid of 4 Scranimals, and in a minute, I'm going to press my screen, and that's going to start a slideshow. So the top left Scranimal, top left, is that top left for you? Right over here, here-ish, top left. That Scranimal will change, and then a couple seconds later, the top right one will change, and then bottom left, bottom right, and so on and so on. It's going to go through about 40 or so Scranimals. So while you guys are checking those out, screenshot them if you see something you like, and I'm going to scroll back through the comments while we watch. Some really cool ones in there. I have been cooking a lot more since we've been home. Absolutely. I've also been playing some Animal Crossing, Conrad. Yes, I've done that too. The icon looks just like me. That's the whole point. Happy belated birthday, Ronnie. A couple days ago. Sushan's Star Wars Day was on May 4th, as in May the 4th be with you. Puns. Thank you, Drew. Yes, I agree. Or maybe it's Boa on there. Maybe your sister didn't sign out. Kermit is the best Muppet. Hey-ho. All right, some of you get the joke. Glad you liked it. Thank you. This is where that 20-second delay really hurts. Sarah, you got a birthday coming up in 11 days. Happy early birthday. All right, coming up on the end of our Scranimals. I think we got a couple more to cycle through here. If you did not do your Scranimal yet, that's fine. That seesaw activity is still there. You can go in and create one anytime you want. I do not have a Kermit costume. No, I do not. All right, that's the end of it. So thank you, everybody, for submitting those Scranimals. Some really cool stuff, some really creative creations. Creative creations, can I say that? I just did. We'll roll with it. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, May Book Madness. We'll go over the results. We had 4 pretty tough, what I thought were pretty tough matchups last week. I'll go over the results of each of those matchups, tell you about the new matchups, and how you'll complete that Kahoot to vote this week. So first up, we had Dogman versus Guts. This one kind of surprised me because Dogman ran away with it by almost 30 votes. Dogman was the more popular graphic novel, beating out Guts 96-68. In the matchup of Arusha versus The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, Arusha takes 99 votes to Coyote Sunrise's 61. So Aru moves on to round 2. And this is how I know you're my people. Well done, Harry Potter, 113-44, the biggest margin of victory we had. Harry Potter over Percy Jackson in the fantasy bracket. And then finally, in the historical fiction bracket, Refugee versus The War That Saved My Life. Hard choice here, but The War That Saved My Life wins 91-66. I thought a lot of these things would be closer, but you guys had some strong opinions there. So here's our matchups for round 2. Here's our updated bracket. We've got Dogman going up against Harry Potter on the left side of the bracket, and then Arusha in The End of Time versus The War That Saved My Life on the right side of the bracket. On Seesaw, a new activity will be posted at 12 o'clock where you can vote on round 2 of May Book Madness. It's not there yet, so don't leave the live show and go try to find it. At 12 o'clock, that will post. If you want to vote, you must vote by Thursday, May 14th at 1 o'clock. That's also Mrs. Salerno's birthday. While we're talking about birthdays, even though we're not really talking about birthdays, but you guys seem to be talking about birthdays. All right, I'm going to go back and look and see. No questions about May Book Madness yet, so I think I'm going to move right on to our Seesaw preview, and that starts with May Book Madness. Here's what you'll see when you log on. Remember, you don't need to actually add a response. Some kids did. Some kids told me what they voted for. Some kids told me what their screen name was when they completed the voting. You don't have to do that. You certainly can. I know it shows up as an activity that you need to do, so sometimes you just want to get that off your plate. That's fine. But all you have to do is click the link right here, and that will take you to the Kahoot. When you go there, again, you'll have question number 1, Dogman versus Harry Potter. I added book images here to make that go a little quicker. Same thing for round 2, Arusha versus The War That Saved My Life. So here's what's going to be a little different this week. When you go to question 3, those are the only 2 book matchups. Question 3 is going to ask you to give me some feedback about Library Live, specifically what you like the most. I know you love everything, but based on some of the things that we typically do, even though we don't do everything every week. May Book Madness, we started last week. We didn't have that in the first Library Live session. The Dewey Number of the Day, we've done that pretty consistently. That's pretty quick. So that includes guessing the number as well. Catch-up time is something new today. You guys write a lot of comments, so I assume you enjoy that part. And finally, the Mad Libs. These are your 4 options. So when you go to question 3, you'll see a setup like this. Just choose your favorite part of Library Live. I know it's hard. Choose one for me. That helps me plan for the future. Then I'm going to ask you a question about book talks and read alouds. For 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, this is mostly focused on book talks. For up to this point, I've done most of the book talks and read alouds during your Seesaw activities or as a part of the directions for your Seesaw activities, things like that. What I want to know is, would you like to see more book talks or read alouds during Library Live? So this question is specifically asking about Library Live. Would you like book talks to be a bigger part of what we do here? Or are you happier just seeing that in Seesaw where you can watch them on your own time? No right or wrong answer for any of these. Just tell me what you think. All right. All right, moving on. That brings us right to our Seesaw activity for this week. It's called What Are You Reading? And it's all about sharing your reading and celebrating reading. There's about a 10-minute video that goes along with it where I give you all the directions you need. And I also spend a good part of that time book talking some newer books that literally just came out this past week. I know some of you are probably starving for something new, something different to read. So I've book talked some new stuff that I think 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders would really enjoy. For your activity, I'd like you to do something similar. Share what you're reading or share something that you like, that you've read in the past that you really enjoy. I'm going to ask you to do one of 3 different things. You can make a book talk yourself, record a video of you book talking a book. Mr. Salerno, I don't know how to do a book talk. Would you relax? I did it in the video. All you got to do is watch the video. There's nobody down there. I'm going to walk away again. If you do a book talk, you can record it right within Seesaw. You don't need to have the book with you. You could always find a picture online and use that. You could just take a photo of yourself with your favorite book or a book that you read recently. You can record your voice. You can write about it. You can draw about it. I'm just looking for you for somehow, some way to share books that you recently read or books that you read a while ago, but seem to recommend to everybody because you love them so much. As you see your friends posting stuff on Seesaw, feel free to comment. If you liked that book, you could say, yeah, I love that book too. That's another way of helping to recommend a book. You can ask for more information about a book. If something sounded really interesting and you'd like to know more about it, you can have conversation with your posts on Seesaw. I think that's it. That's all I got for that one. We'll keep this one going. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but just share your book, share your reading. All right, before we go, I'll see if there's any questions about any of that. A lot of early happy birthdays for Mrs. Salerno. I will pass on every single one of those to her, I promise you. A lot of people tell me what their favorite things. Did I know that Salerno is a very ancient city in Italy? Yes, I did. I think my great-grandparents came from that area. Can you do a book series? Yeah, absolutely, you can recommend a book series. Definitely you can. Josh, like I said earlier in the show, I don't see all of the comments. That's why I don't respond to all of them. All right, we're going to move on. It's catch-up time. So if you have any questions, anything to share, this is the time where you can send me that. We've got about 8 minutes left in the show. We'll use about 6 or 7 of those for some catch-up time. And then finally, I'll give you some reminders, wrap some stuff up, and then, oh, you guys have music at 1 o'clock, right? Yeah, so it's not quite the weekend yet. You got music first. Oh, Mrs. Seaton has a really cool announcement for you guys today. She's organizing something really cool that I'm really excited about. I'm not going to tell you, though. I'm not going to steal her thunder. I'm just going to tell you, you better make sure that you're at your music session today. Is it due sometime? I assume you mean the what are you reading? I mean, the earlier the better, but I know you guys have a bunch of other stuff going on too, so do it whenever you can. And if you do a book recommendation this week and you read something else and you want to recommend that too, go for it. A lot of happy birthdays from Mrs. Salerno. I will pass that on. Honest Truth is an amazing book. I highly recommend that as well. Thank you for that recommendation, Julia. For Rita, my teacher made a Padlet and we recommend books and shows to read and watch. So if you want to do a recommendation, you can do it on Padlet. You can for your class. Yeah, it's double dipping a little bit there, but that's our activity for this week. If you want to use something that you already posted in the Padlet and post that on your Seesaw activity, that's fine. Who is my favorite chef? Ooh. I think my favorite chef to listen to might be Gordon Ramsay, because when he's not yelling at everybody, he's a really good teacher. I enjoy listening to him teach other people how to cook. I like Emeril Lagasse a lot. He was one of the first chefs I watched. I think I'll put Emeril and Gordon Ramsay up there at the top. You can use a book on Epic or Sora. Yeah, anywhere you get the book, doesn't matter. Catch-up time is the best. I enjoy catch-up time too. Thank you. A lot of happy early birthdays from Mrs. Salerno. Nandita has birds, or Nandita has birds. What kind of birds? Am I secretly Hagrid? Amelia, I am not tall enough. I have not been kicked out of wizarding school, and my beard is not long enough. So I am not. Sorry. Avery's talking about Flipgrid. I think we might look at Flipgrid for some summer reading recommendations this year. Sydney, happy early birthday in 3 days. Do you play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp? No, I play, what's the one for the Switch called? New Horizons? I play that one. We do not have a Mad Libs live today. Brooke, you cannot see other people's Seesaw activities, only ours. Tell me more about that. Like when you log into Seesaw, because you've done stuff in Seesaw before in library. Tell me more about what you mean by that. Yes, weekend. Mahita is requesting the Dewey Decimal song. What time is it? 11:56? We might be able to do that if I remember it. My guitar's in tune. I bet it's not. Why do Joe? She's just asking, why do I always wear my headphones? So Mrs. Salerno is also teaching from home. Sometimes she's outside in the living room doing some teaching or recording. Like I said, she's a cellist. I don't have good cello form. She's a professional cellist, so sometimes she's making video recordings for her students. Sometimes she's teaching live just like I am. And so to limit the amount of noise that comes from my computer, I put these headphones on so that I don't get distracted. So she doesn't get distracted by the sounds coming from my computer, and she does the same whenever she's teaching. Have I read The Whispers? I have not read The Whispers. I don't know that one, Lauren. Tell me about it. Recommend it to me. Seesaw activity. Shay and her family are setting up the garden. Excellent. Mrs. Salerno just did that last week. A little nervous because it's supposed to get cold this week. How much do I play Animal Crossing? Every few days, maybe. I haven't played in like 4 or 5 days. Getting ready for Virtual Reading Olympics has taken up a lot of my time this week. My favorite book is Coraline by Neil Gaiman, Adwita. Read it if you like creepy. Don't read it if you don't like creepy. Mad Libs we will not do today. I'll try to work one of those in for next week. Spy School. These are recommending Spy School. I agree. That's one of Mrs. Dowd's favorite series. Angela and her sister have a birthday coming up on the 14th, May 14th, the same as Mrs. Salerno. Van Gogh Deception. That's a book Smeet is recommending. Allies is a good book. Ishan, is that another, what's his name? Is that another Alan Gratz book? I don't think I've read that one. I think Alan Gratz's next book that comes out in the fall is a September 11th novel. He does really great historical fiction. Anjali recommends Racing in the Rain. More happy birthdays from Mrs. Salerno. A Good Kind of Trouble recommended by Mahita. It sounds familiar. I don't know that book, but it sounds familiar. Shay's recommending A Tale of Magic. Anna is asking, what color should my dad paint my new room? Puce. That's my answer. My favorite subject? Well, I don't know my favorite subject. See, here's the tough thing. I used to get this question a lot when I was a classroom teacher. I like them all. That's why I teach elementary school. I like teaching all subjects for different regions. How do we answer the questions you asked? Tom V, you'll do that on Kahoot. If you go to Seesaw, there's a Kahoot link attached to it. It'll post in just about a minute. It'll be there with the May Book Madness questions. A lot of happy birthdays going out there from Mrs. Salerno. A couple of happy birthdays for me. My birthday's in November. I've got 6 months until my birthday. I should dress up as Ketchup for Halloween. I will put that in the back of my brain. All right, we're just about at the end. So let's go to our reminders and review. Remember, you've got a new Seesaw activity just posted this morning called What Are You Reading? I forgot to mention this earlier, but any selfies you post, that's what I'll share next week. Or if you're doing a video, I'll take a screenshot of your video with you and your book, and I'll post that. And that'll be what we share out next week, kind of like we've done with the Scrandimals the past couple weeks. May Book Madness Round 2 is now live on Kahoot, so you can go and vote for that between now and May 14th at 1 o'clock. Remember, there's also 2 additional questions on there about what you enjoy about Library Live to help me plan for the future. That's all I've got for you guys this week. I'll stick around for a few more minutes because I know comments are still coming in. I'll try to get to all of those. And let's see. Another request for the Dewey Decimal song. Now, I can guarantee you that this guitar is not in tune. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. How's it go? What do I recommend that you read during lockdown? Adwita, I've got about 5 or 6, maybe even more book talks in that Seesaw activity. A bunch of good stuff in there. A Wish in the Dark, which I have up on the shelf right behind me. That might be my top one. And Aru Shah Book 3 just came out. I'm listening to that on audiobook right now, and it's hysterical. All right, Mahitza, I hope you're still around because you are the only person who requested this. All right, do you guys remember the Dewey Decimal song? If you remember the Dewey Decimal song, feel free to sing it along with me. We love you, Melville. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Melville, and we'll be truly. Without your system, we're bluey. Oh, so bluey. Oh, Melville, we love you. Should I be offended that like 30 people just left the chat? Should I be upset about that? I'm kidding. It was 40.